All right, so now to give a little bit more background. Okay, so she's the leader of the Charles Manson cult. She created the Charles Manson cult as she named it as a club. Okay, um, I mean, she basically took over. She took over in 1968. She took over her father's Christopher Columbus satanic extremist cult and basically renamed it the Charles Manson cult, creating Charles Manson, seeking Charles Manson out, making him the fall guy, pinning everything on him, abusing the motherfucker out of him, trying to turn him insane, trying to make him look insane, okay? And that's where I really want to leave off with Charles Manson, because Charles Manson has his own true story to tell. And I want to really leave off there. She's the leader. She did this. She's responsible, and she's currently horrifically abusing him. Okay? And I can't tell you, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not an expert in anything. I can't tell you what he knows, what he doesn't know, what he did do, what he didn't do. I can't tell you any of that. I can only tell you one conversation I've had with him. And I'm not going to tell you what that conversation is. But I can tell in the few minutes I had to talk to him, he's not her. She's a fucking deranged fucking psychopath. Okay? So, I know, even if you don't say anything, it's going to make you're recording this so she can't fucking change or edit stuff, okay? You're recording this, so she can't change or edit this or make it sound like you're fucking crap. Christina's out there supporting. Blah, blah. No, Christina wants Gene Jernigan Roberts arrested. Okay. So Charles Manson, Christina's saying she doesn't know what Charles Manson's innocence level is. She doesn't care. It's not important. It has no relevance in this. Gene Roberts is the leader. Gene Roberts did this to Charles Manson. Gene Roberts did those murders. Gene Roberts is responsible for over 2 billion deaths. Charles Manson remains a victim today, enslaved, alive. It has nothing to do with this. Our focus is not with him. Our focus is with Gene Roberts as the leader. So, anyway, so she followed in her father's footsteps. Now, her father bred her. I'm not saying bred her, what the fuck ever. I don't give a fuck what the fuck you fucking did. He's a fucking psychopath, too. Since she was little, he told her she was going to rule the world. Okay? And he's had this in her head the entire time. She took over in 1968. Okay, so now, to give some backdrop to this. Okay, so if you guys know anything about Charles Manson, he believed he was some sort of prophet, okay? And he believed that the NWO and Illuminati were going to take over, though I think he called it something else. He believed that there was going to be world wars and that there were going to be race riots, okay? This is all ice and ice rape. Okay, this is all AI stuff injected into his head that she put into his head. Okay, but in his brain, at that time, you're talking, this is the 60s and 70s, in his time, he really believed this. Okay, and he really told people all this. Okay, so anyway, he talked about there being a Scorpio child. Okay, and the Scorpio child is the sacrifice and the catalyst, the kickoff of the NWO and Illuminati takeover of the world. And the Scorpio child is a catalyst for race riots and world wars. The Scorpio child is supposed to come out and wreak havoc. Okay, all right. I, Christina Stacia, am the quote-unquote Scorpio child. Okay? All right. So, that's where I tie in here. So, Jean, her bloodline, okay, her Columbus bloodline, stalked my mother's bloodline and my father's bloodline since before the beginning of this nation. Stalked everyone in my entire family on both sides. Okay. She arranged a relationship between my mother and my father, my mother and my natural father. My natural dad's name is, and my real dad's name is Barry John Stacia. He is a retired United States Marine Colonel. And he knows that Jean is a raging fucking psychopath and knows she's the leader of Charles Manson. Okay? He knows that now. He didn't know that before. Okay? But I don't have a way to reach him. I know he can communicate in AI too, but I know she fucks with his access. She thinks she owns the fucking planet at this point. I don't know what's going on there. But I know he knows she's a deranged psychopath. And I know he knows she's a fucking terrorist. And I know he wants her arrested. And he wants to rescue people. I know that much. Okay, so she stalked my entire bloodline on my mother and father's side, and then she bred me. Like, I decoded this, okay? It's not that somebody told me this, which people did explain this to me and tell this to me, because after I decode and figure stuff out, people are like, yeah, this happened. I get whistleblowing. Okay, so I decoded this. So she bred me, okay? She even chose my gender. I even decoded this. Okay, she even chose my gender. This was possible in 1971. I'm not kidding you. She chose me to be a female. She chose my name by using AI on my mother and my father. She chose my name, Christina Marie Stacia. That all decodes. Okay, and or Christina Marie Cook, which is my stepfather's name, which I'll get to in a second. Okay. So she chose my name. That all freaking decodes. Okay, it's all a bunch of Charles Manson code. She chose my birthday. She chose everything about me. She actually purchased me. I don't know who she purchased me from, but she purchased me before I was born. Okay, to use me as her Charles Manson Scorpio child sacrifice. Okay, for a lifetime. Eventually, she will, if she gets her way, will kill me, and then that'll be the sacrifice, and then you guys are going to know the rest from there, which we're already experiencing. So this is what she did to my life. She thought it would be funny to use artificial intelligence, ice rape, to control my family, to control my life, and to wrap my entire life, control everything about my life, everything. My friends, my schools, my teachers, my addresses, my phone numbers, anybody I know, anything and everything. Okay, she wrote a bunch of crypt cipher codes all throughout my life, all regarding and surrounding my life. And then she turned it into an Alice in Wonderland theme, a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory theme, and a Wizard of Oz theme. And in my childhood years, horror movie themes. She also used those. So everything in my life all is like based around her twisted, sick version of movies. Okay, the main movie that she did this around, her book, is Alice in Wonderland. She also uses Winnie the Pooh. Now, in Decode Winnie the Pooh, she's abused the heck out of anything that has to do with childhood. So before anybody gets all, oh my God, she abused everything that has to do with childhood. Everything. She uses Winnie the Pooh to stand for white power. I mean, she even has a fucking Winnie the Pooh fucking house key. And she runs a key racket, by the way. So Winnie the Pooh stands for white power. Okay, and all the little characters, all that breaks down in Charles Manson, Knick Knack, Paddywhack Code, all that. Okay, so she uses all this stuff. So Alice in Wonderland, my life is based on Alice in Wonderland, because what she wanted to happen is when I became older, where I'm at my age now, actually started happening the Alice in Wonderland effect down the rabbit hole, that was 5 years ago. So I go back through my childhood and I pull up memories or instances from my childhood and I decode it out. And then I figure out all the crime that she's committed throughout history and all the terrorism she's committing present day and all the terrorism she plans in the future. I also decode out and figure out all the people she's assaulted and abused, lives she's taken, people she's abducted, people she tried to set up and frame, people she's lied about, people she's stolen from, people she's hurt. Okay? So she planned for this, and then she plans to she commits the crime early in my life, okay? Then I decode all this, and then she commits what we call plagiarism. We decoded this also. She planned to steal all of my decode and then act like the hero of her crimes. Okay, so she's got me locked down into like an artificial intelligence mind space, and she steals everything I decode and other people decode. She rips all of it off. And then she acts like the hero to people in the government somehow, some way, or whoever she's talking to or lying to. But people are onto her. They don't accept any of her stolen decode. The decode that we do is what's accepted. We do not accept anything from her terrorist, you know what. So you can even see childhood pictures of me where she's bragging about this Alice in Wonderland effect on me. Okay? You can even see it in pictures. So everything in AIW, that stands for Alice in Wonderland, everything is the AIW effect, going back through time, falling down the rabbit hole. Okay, so that's what my whole life is based out on. She based wars on Alice in Wonderland. She did all of this, okay? That's me vaping, sorry. That was robotic control. Somebody made me vape. Probably her. She probably thinks she's going to fucking get away with this, and she's not. So, anyway, so my whole life is based on Alice in Wonderland. All right? So, I don't remember where we're leaving off with this. That's important to know for my life. Okay, so she uses me as this Scorpio child sacrifice or whatever. And then what she wants to do is, and what she's tried to do, which doesn't work because she wants race riots. Her theme is Alice in Wonderland, the Mad Hatter. She wants everyone mad and pissed off and outraged. In order to get everybody mad, outraged, and pissed off, she commits crimes to piss off everybody. Then she lies about those crimes and acts like the hero, which pisses everyone off. She wants everybody mad, everybody angry, because she wants race riots and she wants world war. That's her objective as the leader of Charles Manson. So when I decode, which I'm waiting for this to go to Minister Louis Farrakhan, okay, he is the one that I put in charge of my life completely, NWA and Snoop Dogg, and this is the honest to God truth. They own all of my decode. They own my entire life. Anything I write, like this recording, anything I have belongs to them. Only them, not her impersonating them, not her stealing from them. It belongs to them. All of it. I'm up to 20 books of decode. Now, in Mindspace right now, she keeps flashing a fucking fake fucking FBI badge. She's not intelligence. She's not military. She's not Interpol. She's not police. She's the leader of the Charles Manson cult. She's a fraud. Okay? So we're not going there with her fucking lies. I can see her fucking doing that, and I'm not paying attention to it. Anyway, all of this content belongs to them. It doesn't belong to anyone else. It's highly sensitive information, which it's nobody's business what it is. It belongs to them. It belongs to you. It belongs to them. It doesn't belong to anyone else. Anybody hacking your computer, Christina, or anybody stealing your decode is somebody that's ripping off Minister Louis Farrakhan, NWA, and Snoop Dogg. And it's not like they don't know about it. And it's not like they are saying that that's okay, because it's not fucking okay. And they have let people know that. So I'm waiting to get into a witness protection program with my family under Minister Louis Farrakhan, okay, because there are several whistleblowers out there, And she is putting a stop to that by using AI on people and impersonating leaders to other people. She's pretending to, she uses ICE and she impersonates politicians. She impersonates everybody I just told you. And she's the one putting a stop to that. And she's trying to kill me is what she's trying to do. She doesn't want me going to witness protection program because she knows she'll end up in jail. Okay, that's what's happening here. She's trying to conceal her crimes. So, anyway, this is what's going on. So, my whole life was stolen. I mean, completely abducted, completely stolen. Okay, so she has committed all these crimes and tries to make everybody angry and everybody mad. And we're all trying not to get mad. We decode, we're waiting for witness protection program. And we're all trying not to get mad. We're very, 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 very mad. So she even used the word plagiarism. I decoded this, and she did this in the 1970s. She called it plagiarism instead of plagiarism in her Charles Manson Knick-Knack Paddywhack code because she would be releasing plagues on the planet at the same time. The same time, she's stealing all the plans to steal all of my decode in the future. We're going back to the 70s here. Is at the same time she's releasing plagues on the planet. She called it plagiarism. Now, I have a mental connection to Snoop Dogg at times, but she cuts him off. He got fucking pissed off. And he said, she used the word plagiarism. We're going to call it plagiarism. We're going to whistleblow. We're going to let everybody know that's what this is. She's stealing on her decode work. She's acting like she's the fucking patriot of the fucking planet, impersonating everyone, and she's putting world plagues everywhere. She's releasing plagues all over the planet. Okay, so it's plagiarism. That's why we say plagiarism. So she has no right to access anything of mine. It belongs to Minister Louis Farrakhan, NWA, and Snoop Dogg. Those people directly, not people impersonating them, those actual people. It does not belong to her at all. So, anyway, so she controlled my marriages. She controlled everything in my entire life. So everything connects and wraps into everything else. So this is where I get to Slidell. And I'm going to talk about Slidell in the next recording and let this play out.